Welcome to our Wednesday night segment. We're going to have a little fun. We're still talking about Christmas. We're just having a little relaxing time before the holiday. But we're going to talk about Christmas. And I heard something sad. You know, they say this time of year, though it's joyous, it's festive, but they say it's one of the most depressing times of the year. That people, you know, being it in the winter, they get the winter blues. Is that what they're called? Call it, and just the stress of the holidays. That it's one of the most depressing times of the year. What do you think about that, Jill?
So that's actually interesting that you say that, because I read not too long ago, I was reading an article about this time of year and how it correlates with suicide. And I also would think, you know, this would be a time where the suicide rates were rather high. It's actually one of the lowest, and it's a myth. Psychiatrists say that suicides are higher this time of year. They said it's actually dangerous to even speak on that or to assume that that's the case. One of the reasons was because while it is a lot of people who are suicidal also have depression. So people who are depressed mostly all throughout the year. So I think those, you know, when we say that people are depressed in the holidays, they're more of a normal anxious or a normal worried. How am I going to, you know, afford this, per se? I know a lot of people, we talked about this, have a lot of stress with finances, you know, with the competition, keeping up with the Joneses around this time.
I'm going to hold your thought right there. I want you to continue. But yes, and I read something earlier today that the average American, they didn't say age or whatever, so I'm assuming, you know, they group everybody together, but the average American spends about $1,000 for gifts during Christmas. And that can be a stressor.
Absolutely.
For, you know, I mean, you got 5 people in a family. If the average American spend $1,000, that's $5,000 that, you know, and where's that money coming from? So I can see that being a stressor or something that's being put on families.
Yeah, a lot of people go into debt. I mean, you see all the time these Christmas loans or holiday loans or payday loans, you know, they're booming around this time because, like you said, I mean, it doesn't take much to spend $1,000 at Christmas, especially now if you've got a few children, if you have to buy for, you know, somebody at work or whatever. So I've been there, you know, where you're trying to figure out how you're going to do it because there's just that pressure. But people do go into debt at Christmas.
Yeah. But I got a bright side for you too, Jill. You know, you say it's a myth about the suicide. They say Christmas is the least time that people break up. You know, they say that most couples are, you know, break up around Christmas. They say Christmas is the least time of breakups.
Well, yeah, because you're going to break up on the 26th. That's when I'm going to.
Oh, when you get all your gifts?
That's when I'm going to break up with you,
Either you got the gift that you wanted or you didn't get the gift you wanted. That's when you're going to break up?
Yeah, because on the 26th, that's over. But then I could be doing whatever I want to do on New Year's. But then we'll probably get back together on February 12th. That's just...
You got this all figured out, huh,
That's
Jill?
just how I've heard that it works.
I think you might have practiced that a few times, Jill. Yeah. Don't plead the fifth.
Plead something.
But we're gonna have a little more fun. But we're just getting in the topic. But we're gonna have a little more fun. We're gonna talk about. We don't have the will, but we have some facts for you about Christmas. But one of them is, and this is a debate that everybody's gonna go on. And I said this on a show the other night that no, our calendar December 25th is not when Jesus was born. Our calendar, and that's a fact. They say, you know, before the AD 336, they didn't even celebrate what we know as Christmas or Jesus' birth. So it came around the 4th century. That's when what we know as Christmas began to develop, around the 4th century. So, you know, they didn't have the birthday, they didn't have the calendar. And like I say, our Roman calendar, we are not on the Roman calendar anymore. And I could go into more details. But there's 2 extra months in our calendar other than the Roman calendar. So Jesus was not born on a nice wintry day. Let's just get that out there.
And I don't think a lot of people know that.
No, because they think our calendar, because you grew up in your program, our calendar is our calendar. So you equate everything present day. You can't equate everything present day because it was a different time, different format. Everything was different then.
True, absolutely. You know, when you are talking about facts, there are, speaking on traditions for a second, a little bit, we talked last night about how different cultures do things. And I was doing a little bit of research, and I came across some things that were just like, tonight we're going to talk about the Amish or different cultures, but I'm talking about like bizarre bizarre things, and they're so bizarre that I couldn't even memorize them. So I'm just going to read one from my phone that sticks out to me. So, radish carving, Mexico. So each year in the Mexican city of Oaxaca, Mildred, how do you pronounce that? Oaxaca.
No, Osaka's in Japan.
Oaxaca. Anyways, Oaxaca. I was close.
No, you weren't.
Yeah, I was. So the days before Christmas are marked with an event known as the Night of the Radishes. Yes, the Night of the Radishes.
Radishes?
Yes. And sadly, it's not a low-budget 80s horror movie, but instead it is a vegetable carving competition.
Oh, now I'd be there. Can I eat the radish?
Clarence, participants get remarkably creative with everything from nativity scenes to fantastic monsters on display as thousands of people descend to witness the fun. The radishes in question are grown specifically and pumped with chemicals to grow huge. It all seems a bit odd, but they can actually be on display for several hours. And it shows a picture of like this radish display. I wish I could show it to you, but that was very, very bizarre.
Yeah.
A vegetable. Can we do that tomorrow? Can we carve a radish
You got some radishes?
during our festivities?
Yes, let's do it. Are you creative? Is it like a pumpkin?
No, I would
Because
like...
the radish is real small. How you going to get artistic with that little small radish?
But they said they pump them with chemicals and make them giant. Like, if you would see this picture, I wish I could show everybody. It's like a giant, massive radish.
That doesn't sound
A
healthy.
pumped radish, steroids radish.
That's crazy. That's crazy. But and we were talking before we came on air, and I think you got it too. I found that in the Ukraine, they celebrate Christmas weirdly and I don't know if y'all are arachnophobic. I know most of y'all run out of here, but they believe when spiders are in your house on Christmas, and they celebrate with spider webs because they say the spider webs will turn to gold.
No, I don't care. I don't care. That's weird. Do you think that they look at our traditions and they're like,
Yeah.
I mean, because we don't have anything that's that bizarre. The Yule lads in Iceland, for example, so their kids don't really think of Santa Claus as Santa Claus. So instead, they have 13 trolls, little trolls roaming around the night before Christmas. So that's very interesting, just like the Snow White Seven Dwarfs, per se. Oh, yes, the radish. The radish on the screen. Yeah, absolutely. So anyways, this says that the trolls take turns visiting children who leave shoes in their bedroom window, and they drop off things for the good kids and rotting potatoes for the bad kids.
No coal? Rotting potatoes?
Rotting potatoes. That's, very interesting. But one more that I want to mention. In Italy, Italian Christmases are celebrated with a wine-drinking witch, and no, not the alcoholic auntie, it says. However, 12 days after Santa's visit, on the eve of Epiphany, that's the Amish actually celebrate that. I'm going to get to that a little bit later. Families across Italy leave out a glass of wine and a plate of, get this, sausages for their Santa, who pops down the chimney on her broomstick. So yet another, are you leaving out a plate of sausages and a glass of wine for your...
No, that's not going to be for me.
Anybody coming down your chimney on a broomstick?
No.
Carrying a radish?
No. But, and as we think Christmas is widely celebrated around the world. We really do. We think that everybody celebrates Christmas. That is not true. That is a myth within itself. Common fact, up from 1969 to 1998, and that's just present day, a few years ago, it was illegal to celebrate Christmas in Cuba. Fidel Castro did not want any religious holidays recognized. It was illegal for you to celebrate Christmas in Cuba. Strange, isn't it? We think everybody celebrates Christmas. In Kazakhstan, it's a 75% Muslim country. You could be put to death for celebrating Christmas. Now, they celebrate something, but their observation is January 7th. And it's an Orthodox celebration. And it's similar to Christmas, but you bring up Christmas in an Orthodox Muslim nation, you are subject to death. So Be careful where you celebrate Christmas.
No
and
kidding.
that's why in our society, we're so diverse that, they're taking Christmas out of it. They say Happy Holidays and Merry Xmas. It's rarely that you see Christmas anymore. So,
Yeah, absolutely.
so Jill, you are Amish, correct?
No, I'm not Amish.
Aren't you Amish?
No,
Did you ride to high school in a horse and buggy?
No, I'm not Amish.
Come on.
I actually...
What's the holiday that Rumspringa? Didn't you?
Rumspringa.
Yeah, you escaped in Rumspringa?
Rumspringa. No, I'm not Amish.
Never
I'm
went back.
100% not Amish. However, a long time ago, right out of high school, I worked for my parents' business, and I also worked at, back then it was called Norwest Bank, now it's Wells Fargo, right in the heart of Shipshewana. Shipshewana is actually, I think, the third most populated Amish area. So I am very familiar with Amish. I've had Amish neighbors, and they do celebrate Christmas, but they look at Christmas as the birth of Jesus, period. They do not do any of the decorations. I take that back. They don't do the tree and all of that. They have more craft decorations. So candles, handmade things. You won't see anything with Santa or the Christmas tree because they feel like that takes away from the true meaning of Christmas. So a lot of people say that Amish don't give presents. They absolutely give presents.
Butter?
They give a ton of presents, handmade. They'll go to Walmart or Meijer or wherever and buy toys for their children. The toys are out of love, though. They are not for like for our kids or society's kids. If you're good, you will get this. Santa's not bringing you this because you're bad. These kids don't expect anything under the tree because there's not a tree. So everything is just completely different in the Amish culture. Also, they have what's called a second Christmas. So they do their presents, their dinner, everything on Christmas. And for their second Christmas, they have what they call a day of rest. So all of the RV factories are closed because the Amish run those. They also celebrate the Epiphany Christmas, which we were just talking about there, from the Three Wise Men. So they have more of a very religious Christmas, but they do the dinner, they do the presents, they just don't do the commercialization of it.
I just got a question. Do Amish let their children play with toys with batteries?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because when you say that, electricity and things like that, when you said toys, I was like, they got to get batteries if they're getting them out of Walmart.
Yep.
They
actually, some of the Amish can have scooters. It all depends on your bishop of the area. Your church all has a different set of rules. So.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. But you were talking about the Amish, and we were talking about not everybody celebrates Christmas. I said last week that I didn't think I knew a Jehovah's Witness, but I do know one. And I didn't know he was Jehovah's Witness until I was talking to my mom. My mom's next door neighbor is Jehovah's Witness. Kel might know him too, because I think they went to Harding together. His name's Joe Brown. They're Jehovah's Witness, and his thing is he's a progressive, and I guess like some of the Amish, he doesn't restrict his kids. He doesn't celebrate. He doesn't put up a tree. He doesn't do the festivities of Christmas, but he doesn't restrict his kids from getting gifts or things like that because their mom is not, a Jehovah's Witness. But they're very strict. If you're really strict in the Jehovah's, Christmas and no holiday actually, holidays, birthdays, anything. And I think because I don't like gifts, I think I have 10% Jehovah's Witness.
30%.
Because I'm not a gift person. But no, the gifts exchange, the whole culture of Christmas that we're talking about, they don't prescribe to it, but we think, like you said, we believe that everybody celebrates Christmas, everybody, but it's not true.
Yeah, and I think too, something that the Amish kind of live like that anyways, and I think that's kind of what they try to hold on to is they have their church service. Well, they have that anyway. The Amish go every single Sunday when they have their church, they have it at someone's home. Mm-hmm. So you're talking hundreds, sometimes 1,000 people, depending on the area of the church. So they always have a massive, what we would call a Christmas dinner every single Sunday. So the gifts, the handmade gifts, all of that is a regular thing for them as well. So they kind of live out celebrating Jesus every single weekend. I mean, every single day. So I don't really think that Christmas is that, far from how they really live all the time.
Yeah. But one thing about Christmas, it's not all happy and joy, and fun. It is known that Christmas, over 22,000 people in the United States every year go to the ER for some Christmas or holiday related accident. Most of it is falling off, trying to hang lights.
I was just going to say that.
You trying to be Clark Griswold and get your house all bright and everything, and you sliding up to...
Have you ever seen a real person up on the roof putting up Christmas lights? Because I never have.
Yes.
And I know like a lot of people actually hired. There are people that are in business that make a ton of money going out and putting Christmas lights on homes, but I've never really seen it done.
Yeah, I've never seen anybody falling off. I wish I could have. I'd have won a couple of $100,000 on one of those American Funniest Videos, because I would have been the one with the camera, and I'd have played it.
You would have.
Yes, I would have.
You would have, seriously.
You would have too.
No, I wouldn't. I'd
Yeah,
be eating the radish. But while you're talking about Christmas lights, I want to remind everyone, we posted, I believe a couple nights ago on our Facebook page, Wayne, I believe, had a list of the coolest lit up houses in the Fort Wayne area. So every year, my daughter and I go get Starbucks and we drive around. We actually print that list of houses and we go and we look at them. And I would recommend that you go do that even if you're not a huge festive person. I mean, some of those lights, they go to the music and everything, and some of them are just absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe I'm just dorky, but it's super heartwarming. People put so much work into this, and it's just something to do.
You're not dorky, because I'm gonna go there with you.
You hear that?
When the two children that were blamed on me were younger, we would pile them into the car and we would drive around the city. There was a yard off of Taylor by the old GE. It's a street, but there was this one yard that, you could land a 747 on that because it was lit up like that. But then you just drive around and you would see, I remember as a kid, the corner of Avondale and I think it's Congress, there was this gentleman. He decorated his yard by every season, but when Christmas came, he decked it out. But yeah, driving around Fort Wayne sometimes, and any other cities, if you drive around, you'll see it great. So
Yeah.
I was the one that would drive around, look at the lights too. So you're not dorky.
I love it. I'm not a fan of the blow-ups. Like, I'm not really...
Oh, I hate those things.
I don't like... I mean, there are some people who literally have, like, a blow-up for every single holiday. Like, Snoopy will be out there on a Tuesday for no reason.
Yeah. Man.
But I think that's a little too much. But the lights... And, normally... we used to have to drive around and try to find all these cool houses, but now they actually have a list for you, which is super cool. So go do that.
Yeah, those blow-ups, it's like 4 houses on my block like that. I just want to take it.
And half the time they're like this anyway. They're all gimped over.
But yeah, I hate those blow-up things. But okay, Joe, are you done shopping?
Oh, so the only thing that I have purchased, we have a gift exchange here tomorrow that I just found out about like 9 seconds ago.
Because you weren't here a month.
Well, I'm just saying. So anyways, I had to go and purchase my person's gift that I drew their name. Other than that, I have not bought a single gift. So I'm planning on doing that this weekend, starting this weekend. Yes.
Well,
Have you purchased any gifts?
No. And I'm among 51% of every American. I'm going to be in a store at Christmas Eve shopping. Yeah. I'm that one that, good evening, shoppers. It is now 5 o'clock. We'll be closing in the next hour for our families to go home and spend time with their families on the Christmas holiday. So if you could please gather up your purchases and head up to... See, I've been there a billion times. I can repeat it verbatim.
You're probably that humbug. You're probably that Grinch in the store that like...
No, I'm a buyer. I go in, I buy, and I get out. But let me tell you, and if there was ever a time that I wanted to hear somebody, can I speak to your manager? It was when Walmart first opened up down here. Walmart didn't tell people they were closing at 6. So there was a mad rush of people going. Mm-hmm. And there was can I speak to your manager in front of me? And she was like, it was only like 5:15. But the rationale was good. It was like, look, if we let all y'all in, we're not going to be able to close at 6 to get our people out of here. So we're not letting anybody else in. This little lady was like, you're going to let me in because you're not closed. You're still open. And I was like, if she get in, I'm with her.
I'm going too. I'm going with her.
Yeah, I'm going with her. She get in. Oh, she was going. And it was this big black guy. She looked at him and looked up. You can't stop me. I was like, okay, but
I don't like shopping.
I hate shopping.
I don't like shopping. I wish that I just had a shopper. Like I don't like shopping.
that's that privilege right there. That's privilege talking right there. You got it like that.
Anyways, silly goose.
Speaking of goose, speaking of goose,
See how I
Jill,
did that?
What time will the goose be done on Christmas morning?
You know what? There's no goose for the gander over here. I have never had goose. I've never eaten goose. I've never been to a gathering where there was a goose on the table. No.
Come on.
That's a myth.
That's not a myth.
Yeah, you literally asked me if all white people have goose for Christmas. So obviously you truly thought that white people
That's what I was taught.
have a goose.
But do you know? And I did some research because I didn't want to.
So did I.
Okay, what'd you find out?
So, I found out a little bit about the goose tradition, but I also have some facts, some fun facts about geese before we get started. So, a goose actually refers to a male or a female, Clarence.
Okay.
No, which one?
A goose is
Yes.
the female. A gander is the male.
A goose refers to a male or female. A gander is a male. A gosling is a young goose under 4 months of age. Geese are pretty clever and territorial.
Yes. You ever see them and walking up the street?
And at the lake, they are mean.
They're mean.
They hiss.
Yeah.
Like literally, it's like a goose cat.
You try
They
to
are
feed them
mean.
and they try to take your hand off.
Yep. Yeah, we used to be able to feed the ducks bread at the lake, and so when I was little, I always thought, well, those are just bigger ducks. They're not. They're like ducks with guns. They're mean. So, actually, Egyptian mythology tells that a goose laid the primal egg from which the sun god Ra sprang. Brahma, the Hindu personification of divine reality and spiritual purity, rides a great gander. Did you know that, Clarence?
No, I didn't know that.
Yes, just some fun facts for
Just
you
fun facts.
about the goose cat.
Okay. But I'm going to tell you, you did eat goose.
No, I didn't.
That was a generic you.
I did not. I did not.
But here's the thing. Before turkeys were introduced to the United States 500 years ago, not only did they eat geese or a goose, sometimes they ate. Ready for this?
Oh, you want me to guess?
Yes.
What was the question?
500 years before
Okay.
before turkeys were introduced to America, what did they eat for Christmas?
The answer's not goose.
Nope.
Turkey, goose, a chicken.
No.
Turkey, goose, chicken.
A peacock. A peacock. A peacock.
Who says?
I got it from whychristmas.com.
Okay, yeah, that one. Peacocks are too pretty. They're way too pretty.
Apparently they're flavorful.
Wow, very interesting.
Yeah.
But I mean, Clarence, I think really the Waltons ate goose and maybe like Andy Griffith or whatever, but I don't really think that real people. Has anybody watching or that watches our stuff, have you had goose at your Christmas dinner?
Yeah.
I was a little offended that you thought that.
Hey, that's what they told me on TV. I believed everything I saw on TV growing up. Yeah. But also, another myth is Black Friday is not the most shopped day of the year.
The day after Christmas.
The day after Christmas.
People taking all their stuff back. And the sales are crazy. I've been, though, I went with my mom one year to take some stuff back, and I will tell you, it is worse. That those statistics are right. I mean, I don't like to shop, and I don't like to shop with a lot of people. So December 26th is like Black Friday times 27. It is absolutely awful. And most people are grouchy because you're not there buying stuff. You're there returning something that you didn't want in the first place. Have you ever returned a gift?
I plead the fifth.
No.
Yes, I have. Yes, I have.
Really?
Yes. Yes.
What was it?
I tell you, I don't know what I returned. And the company might be present, so I don't want to incriminate myself.
I've never returned a gift.
All right, before we get out of here, and we still got a little more time, we just thank you for joining us. We're having fun, giving you some fun Christmas facts. Now, Jill, you tell me how lovable you are and how you're just so dating out there right now.
What? Other people might have told you that.
Other people might have told me that.
Yes.
The mistletoe. Ever been kissed under the mistletoe?
Oh yeah, I'm allergic to mistletoe.
Are you really? It's a plant. It's possible.
If I saw a mistletoe and I needed to walk through the area, I would be like the high jump Olympian. Probably. You would see me do some moves
Oh, why?
that I have never done before.
Yeah. But the funny thing is, do you know what mistletoe means?
It means detour.
No. It means dung on a stick.
Dung?
Dung on a stick. Let that sink in.
Well, why are people kissing
I
under?
have
under
no idea.
let's make out under the dung stick? They just.
Let me tell you. Let me tell you. As you say, there's no white person that ever ate goose. I can tell you, I don't know one black person that kissed under a mistletoe.
I don't know any
even
person
know-
ever that has kissed under a mistletoe.
Then why is it something that we say that it happens?
Only on like Lifetime and Hallmark, probably.
The same people that ate the goose.
The same people. Now it's becoming clear.
The same people.
Now it's becoming.
Speaking of Hallmark, you know what? And I asked Kel coming on, and it kind of stumped people. But what is the longest advertisement ever for Christmas?
Well, it's not Hallmark, since you said speaking of Hallmark, or is it?
No.
Okay. It's
You trying to phone a friend or what? You trying to phone a friend or what?
a Lifeline.
Lifeline.
I'm gonna say it's like Macy's or J.C. Penney's.
Actually, it's Montgomery Ward. You were in a vein, and it's Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer was not a children's story. It did not come as a children's story. It actually came as an advertisement. Montgomery Ward was trying to figure out how to entice people and what to give away, and they hired this guy, and he wrote the story of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and it was just an advertisement. And it's been going since 1939. It's been advertised since 1939.
Interesting. Yeah, I knew it was one of the stores. Do you remember the Sears catalog that had all the Christmas stuff in it?
Yes.
That
That book was about that.
Yeah, because when I was little, I remember it would sit on our table and like my brother and I would look through it and it had all kinds of toys and stuff like that. I don't know if that's where my parents like got our gifts at. I don't even know why we had it.
Santa didn't bring you gifts?
Well, Santa did, but I don't think he got them out of the Sears catalog. Santa made the gifts with the elves clearance, duh.
Yeah.
Duh.
Yeah, I think Santa was, I'm not going to say that because, I think he was holding a hostage. We might want to investigate Santa for trafficking because I'm just saying. There's no way you're going to get a bunch of people to go to the most coldest place just to work for nothing.
I don't know. Eggnog and a little goose?
Do you drink, okay, if you don't eat goose, do you drink eggnog?
No, I do not drink the nog of eggs.
Why not?
Because it's nogs of eggs.
What is eggnog? Please help me. What is eggnog?
It is a bunch of eggs mixed together with
So obviously you don't know what eggnog is.
like milk and cream and I don't know. I've never had it. My dad drinks it.
It looks like a meringue or something. It looks thick. So, I mean, it really, it is.
Maybe we should
it's
have
like a
some
custard.
eggnog here tomorrow for our. I
You
would try
drinking
some.
it?
Yeah, I would try
I'm
some.
not going to try that.
Clarence,
I'm not going to try it.
why?
Did you try coquito?
What's a cojito?
It's a Puerto Rican.
Puerto Rican, does it have eggs in it?
No.
Nogs?
What's the proof?
I do my virgin.
Oh heavens! Well,
Well, you obviously opened that door, so I'm not going to go there with her. She obviously opened that
On
door.
that note.
On that note, Jill, you said we could do 30 minutes. We did 30 minutes and we had
did.
great fun and we gave people some information. These are all fun facts. We just having fun. It's a holiday season. We're not going to stress because stress is too much for everybody right now. The world, it's in a bad place right now. So just to have fun and not stress and enjoy the holidays. Fun facts. But look, if you want to learn some fun facts, go to whitechristmas.com. They give you a whole lot of different fun facts.
Interesting.
And they probably tell you who eat the goose, Jill.
they do. They do. I think too. We would like you guys to join us tomorrow. We're gonna have another fun night. Clarence is gonna wear his Christmas onesie. We're all gonna be dressed up for the fun. We're gonna try some nogs of eggs and some other surprises. Can't tell you everything. So do join us.
You try them tomorrow, Jill?
What?
The eggnog and what other?
I will try the nogs. That's it.
That's it? All right, we want to thank you again for having us, joining us. And Jill, before we leave, what do we always tell our people?
Always protect your mind.
Have a good night.